All right, Mixmaster B here for MMB Radio, and on the phone lines right now, I have the honor and pleasure of having adult film star Miss Brooklyn Chase. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing very awesome, and we appreciate you calling in. We had to reschedule this. A lot of people were a little disappointed. We were trying to get you on in the beginning of the year, but we had some technical difficulties, and we couldn't get you on, but we got you on now, so I hope you're ready for all these questions.
I'm ready.
All right. So, as I mentioned, an adult film star, and I guess take us through it. How did you get involved in the adult business?
Well, I have always been a little on the promiscuous side. All through high school and in the years since, I've, just kind of always been a slut. So, when I was looking for a new job a couple years ago, I thought maybe I could be a stripper or maybe I could do photos or something. I wasn't really sure. But I came in contact with my former agent, and it all sounded so fun and intriguing and absolutely terrifying. So I said, let me do one scene, see how I like it and if I like it, and we'll go from there. And I shot my first scene, and it was such a blast and so comfortable, and I knew right then that this is what I wanted to do.
Now, you haven't been in the adult business for very long, right?
Coming up on 2 years.
All right, so 2 years into the business, and I know a lot of people, when I ask this question, are always like, I don't even remember, but how many scenes or films have you shot to date?
I have no idea.
See, I told you were going to answer that.
I honestly, I kept count until about 10, and then after 10 becomes kind of, and I don't even remember that now, but I knew, up until 10, I was counting, and then I just kind of lost track.
So give us
I know on IMDb I have, 50 movies on there or something like that.
Okay, so that's what I said. Give us, a roundabout number, so about 50.
And that's DVDs. That's, movies that I'm in.
Now,
there's also the internet-only stuff.
I was going to say, you shot stuff for, Brazzers and,
right.
everybody else, right?
Right.
Okay, so there's a lot of content on the internet. You got 50 movies to date. Give everybody a physical description, a rundown. Everybody wants to know. I know you're only 5'2", right?
Yes.
Okay, so give us the whole... This is the eHarmony part of the interview. Give us the whole description.
Well, first of all, I like long walks on the beach. Second of all, I am 5'2", about, depending on the week, about 115 pounds. I'm a size 0. I have a very, very small frame. My body frame is very tiny. However, I have 37-inch hips, and I have double D boobs. So I've got this itty-bitty, teeny-tiny little frame with big curves on it. So shopping for clothes isn't always the easiest thing.
I was going to say, so with the double Ds, with the small body, just makes them look even more humongous.
Yes. Yeah. So it's hard to find, especially when I was looking for an AVN dress. It's finding something that fits my hips and my boobs, but doesn't make me look like I'm pregnant, because it's tied around because my waist is small. So yeah, I've got a lot of curve on a very little package.
Now, what do you think is the one thing that people notice about you first? Is it the big boobs, the butt? What do you think people notice first about you?
You know what I actually hear a lot from fans, probably more than anything, is my eyes, which is probably code for boobs. But they all say, a lot of people say that I have mesmerizing eyes, bedroom eyes, which I'd never really heard until, I don't think anyone had ever said anything about my eyes. But I hear that more than anything else. Second place would probably be my boobs.
So they start at the eyes and then they just kind of work their way down the body.
And then they work their way down, yeah.
So what is your favorite part?
I really like my boobs. I play with them a lot. I'll be sitting watching TV, just kind of caressing myself because I like them. I like boobs in general, though. It doesn't really matter who they're on. But I play with my boobs a lot. But I also have found and appreciate. I've always hated my hips because they're so big. But I have found quite the appreciation for them since I've been in the industry. I actually really like that I have, you know, these big hips and kind of curve. So I love my boobs, but I like my hips too.
Like I say, they're easy to grab onto. It kind of makes, you know, shooting a lot bit easier, you know.
You know, I think it's just a womanly body. And I was always really self-conscious about it and felt like I was wide and that I, you know, before I was in the industry, that I was wide and clothes didn't fit me well, and I was really self-conscious about it. But as I've gotten older and seen more of other girls' body types, I'm more proud of the curves and the more womanly figure that I have.
So you mentioned that you always were like a little bit of a slut growing up. When was the first time you had your first sexual experience?
It was just after my 15th birthday, like a week after I turned 15. And I've been pretty steady since then.
So you've been busy since then. Now, was it with a boyfriend?
I've been very busy. No, it was this guy. He was a year older than me, and he was so hot. Oh my God, everyone had a crush on him. He was so super hot, and I don't know what he saw in me particularly, but he had a party, and I snuck out of my house, and he came and picked me up, and took me back to his party, and you know, things happened, and then he took me home, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just had sex with him.
So that probably made everybody
so
jealous.
Hot. He's so hot, oh my gosh.
So
no, not my boyfriend. It was probably a couple of guys in before it was finally a boyfriend.
So yeah, that's pretty much slut status.
If that gives you an idea.
So at what point, or did you, like, I know you said you had an agent that kind of got you into the business, but like, did you grow up like watching porn, like looking at old magazines? Like, when did you know, like, you know, this is something I'm really interested in?
Once I got kind of into my adult years a little bit more, I started watching porn. I loved watching Girl. That was what I always watched. Girl was my favorite. And I knew that, you know, people thought that I was pretty. I didn't and still don't think I'm anything special. But I knew that people, you know, other people would tell me that I was pretty or that I had a nice body. And, you know, I was looking for something new and I needed money like yesterday. So I was like, maybe I'll strip. Like, I could probably do that. Like, if guys think I'm hot, maybe I can strip. And I think I'll have fun doing that anyways. And porn hadn't really ever crossed my mind until I spoke with my agent. And once that came up, you know, it was really kind of like, I think that I can do this, and I think I'll really like it, you know. I have no problem having sex with strangers. It's not an issue.
That would probably be one of the biggest hurdles, or besides doing it on film.
You know, and I remember in my first scene, my biggest concern was that, and I remember saying, because, you know, sometimes there's a script, but more often than not, it's just kind of improv. You just talk. And I was so nervous. And the guy that I was working with was just like, you know, it's okay. It's not a big deal. You know, it'll be fine. And I'm like, but I'm not an actress. I don't know what to say. And that was my biggest concern, was that I didn't know what to say. It wasn't about having sex with a stranger. It wasn't about having sex in front of a bunch of people. It wasn't about it being recorded and out forever and ever. It was that I didn't know what to say, and I didn't want to sound like an idiot.
That's the least of your concerns. It should be anyway, right?
You know, so that's kind of when I knew that this was going to be something I would enjoy. When out of the entire experience, my biggest concern was, what should I say? You know, that's when I was like, the things that should worry me about this don't, so I'm going to have a lot of fun.
Well, I have to say, listening to you so far, you're very humbling. Like, I didn't think I was that hot. I didn't know if people think I'm an idiot. Like, by the tweets that I've gotten, like, you're probably one of the person I've got the most questions for. Like, we've had a lot of people on, a lot of people send questions, and I apologize to anybody out there if I didn't get to your questions, but I have to shout out this one guy, at Mark Brown Eyes. And I'm not sure if you're aware of him.
Oh, I am. He's my pal.
He blew up my timeline with questions. Like, it's a full, like, cross-examination here. So
I don't know what he could possibly ask me that he doesn't already know. He's my buddy.
Well, here's a couple of the questions what we have here, and we'll get to other questions from other Twitter followers too. But he asks, "Are you superstitious?"
No, not at all. The only thing, and I don't know if this is considered superstitious or if it's me being OCD, but there's like certain tendencies that I have or things that I'm very serious about. Like things I'm serious about following, but I think it's more that I'm just obsessive. Like I everything has to be on a 5. Like I have a thing with 5. TV volumes, radio volumes, everything has to be in a multiple of 5.
Our interview was at 5.
If I'm making like a list, like if I'm making my grocery list, I will add or delete things to make it at a multiple of 5. And otherwise it just kind of like makes me like, I don't know, twitchy. So I don't know if that's superstitious. I don't know what I think is going to happen if I don't have everything at a 5. I might just be crazy.
So it's safe to say that you're just very anal.
Yes.
In more ways than one.
Yes.
Have you ever done that?
Anal?
Yeah.
I have. I have 2 scenes that are out. Anal scenes, and that's it for now, and that's all that I'll do for a while. I've always said that, you know, in this business, like once I'm doing something that I don't really want to do, then I shouldn't be doing it anymore. And I gave it a shot, and you know, some people just, anal sex just isn't really my thing. My significant other is on a mission to make it my thing because it's his thing. So eventually, I'm sure I'll, you know, practice makes perfect, and I'll come back to doing anal on screen. For now, it's reserved for my personal life. Plus practice.
What is your favorite type of scene to do? People want to know.
Well, I'm more and more enjoying my girl scenes. You know, coming into this, I'd always fantasized about being with a girl, but I wasn't into girls per se, and that has changed the longer I've been in the industry, and I so look forward to doing girl scenes. Other than that, I really like scenes where there are more. I like group scenes, 2 guys and me, or even more, because I just kind of like to be manhandled a little bit. I like, you know, multiple hands being on me and me being pulled in a bunch of different directions, and that's kind of what turns me on, because I'm more of a submissive type. So when there's more people, you know, when I'm outnumbered, I like that, because I have to be more submissive and kind of at everyone else's will.
Well, at 5'2" and 115 pounds, I can see how guys are like willing to just kind of pick you up and just throw you all over the place.
Yeah, you know, and when you put me with, you know, 7 other guys, that happens.
No, how many people have you been with at one time, whether it be personal life or on film?
It would be on film. I did a 7-man gangbang, and I did an 8-man blow bang with just a couple of minutes of sex with each one. So 8 in little short bursts with each one, and then I did the 7-man gangbang.
Now, would you like to do more, or is that 8 kind of like your limit, or?
I think I would go up to maybe like 10. You get to a point, though, there's just so much going on, and there's so many people that you can't really see anything, and you don't know what's going on, and all of a sudden something's in your face, and you don't know who it belongs to, and, you know, and you're just kind of, it does get to a point where there's just a lot going on, and it makes it harder to enjoy it. It's definitely enjoyable, but when you're just kind of like in this chaos, it makes it a little bit more difficult. So I don't think that I would probably want to go over 10.
Now, who's somebody that you would like to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
I really want to work with Shane Diesel.
And why is that?
I've never worked with him. I've heard that he's a super, super nice guy, and I've heard that he's amazing to work with. And he's a name, I've never even met him. So he's someone that he's on my wish list.
And who have, like, female-wise, any females that you want to work with or that you enjoy working with?
I love working with Abigail Mack. I really want to do a scene with Kendra Left. Her and I were I love her. Her and I were in a group scene together. 7 girls and 1 guy. 7 girls and 1 guy. But I really want to do a one-on-one scene with Kendra. And then I actually recently had a dream that Riley Reid was taking me with a strap on. So I tweeted her about that and said we need to make that happen, because I woke up from this dream and was like, oh, that was the greatest thing I've ever seen. So I really want to do Riley Reid and Kendra Lust, and then I really want to work with Shane Diesel.
Now, fans, a lot of them are tweeting in. They ask a lot of the same questions, but one of the questions I see a lot here is there something that you want to try, something that you want to do that you have yet to do in your short career so far in adult business?
Not really. I think I've pretty much done everything that I want to do. There's definitely things that I haven't done, but I'm just not really interested in doing them. I would love to get into kind of more mainstream stuff. I think that would be fun. But as far as the industry is concerned, I would love to be on, I've been in Penthouse and Hustler. I'd love to be on the cover of one of those. I think that would be awesome. And I'd like to win an award. I haven't won an award yet.
Well, we got to make that happen.
I know. But as far as, doing things specifically in scenes, I can't think of anything that Actually, I lie. I'm totally lying. I really want to do a strap-on thing with a girl. That's something that I haven't done that I want to do.
And is this all because of the dream you just had, or did you want to do that before then?
I wanted to do it before then. My mind just inserted Riley Reid, who I adore. And I've met multiple times. We've been on sets together and in projects together, but we've never actually worked together. So I absolutely adore her. I think she's sexy as hell. And I've wanted to do the strap-on for a while, and my mind inserted Riley.
So we got to make sure we make that happen.
Oh, man. I would be so happy.
We need to start a campaign. We want to make that scene happen, and we got to get you an award. Exotica's coming up in Atlantic City. We got to get you like a Fanny Award.
I know that's going on right now. I think actually today's the last day to nominate.
Oh, see, we got to got that going. Can we just crash the Fannies and just take an award?
Maybe. I mean, if we run fast enough, I'm sure that they'll just get tired. I run half marathons, so I'm pretty quick.
I was going to say, I saw that, shout out to Erica. She always preps me with all the great information.
Isn't she amazing?
She is. Shout out to Erica. I love Erica. And she says that you do like half marathons.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
I've been running distance and running races. Not very long, for just about a year, but I ran 8 races last year. Ranging from, short ones from 5Ks, 10Ks. I did a 15K. I did some obstacle course races. And then I ended the year with a half marathon. And then I'm planning on doing, there's 2 more half marathons this year that I want to do. So.
Now, how do you prep for something like that?
Oh, man. It's a little bit difficult for me just because I've never, ever been a runner. I remember in high school it took me 30 minutes to run the mile in PE. I hated running. But you just kind of work up. I'm at a point where when I say I'm gonna do a short run today. I'm just gonna go do a quick run. I run 5 miles. So there's all these plans that you can find online, where this week you run this many miles and this week you run this many, and you just kind of like work up to that distance. Because, 13.1 miles isn't short.
It sure
by
isn't.
any means.
It sure isn't.
And someday I'll do a full marathon.
So,
Someday.
other than shooting porn, running marathons, what is something you like to do in your free or downtime?
Oh my gosh, you're going to be shocked by how boring I am. Today, making my day, I'm seriously more excited than I should be. I am putting new liners in the drawers and shelves in my kitchen.
Really?
That's the highlight of my day. I'm so excited to put my shelf liners in. I really like to clean. Cleaning makes me so very happy. I have a dog, so I, hang out with my dog. I'm so boring. I'm so boring. I read.
See, you can make this fun, because if you're doing cleaning, you could dress up like a little slutty, French maid outfit.
And I should just put it up online somewhere.
Yeah, go for it. And then you could read, really exotic books to people.
Ooh, in a sexy voice.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. There's
Ooh,
ways to market this stuff.
I had never thought of that. Maybe I'll do that.
I won't charge a lot for royalties. At least 20%. No, I'm just kidding.
We'll talk percentages.
But you mentioned that you were in Penthouse magazine, and now you're in the April edition of Hustler, right?
Yes.
What is that like? Shooting is the difference between shooting live content like video and print?
I really like shooting stills and prints. It's obviously more laid back. You can talk and you can sneeze and do whatever you need to do. And it's fun to do, because a lot of days when you're doing photos like that, you do a number of photo sets. So you get all done up, and then you shoot your photos, and then you go back into makeup, and they change your makeup and hair, and you do something else, and then they change you up again. And that's a lot of fun, to kind of throughout the day have, 3 or 4 different looks. I think that's a lot of fun. Stills is fun, and especially the photographer that shot this Hustler shoot that I have, I adore, and I've always loved working with her. So that makes it a lot of fun too. I'm sorry.
Is that out now, or people can go get that issue now, right?
It is out now, yes.
So make sure everybody goes out and gets that.
Yeah, I'm really proud of the photos in this current Hustler. Really proud of them.
We have to do something where you're going to be at Exotica in Atlantic City, or no?
I haven't decided yet.
I was going to say, because we got to do something. We got to get autographed versions of this Hustler, and maybe we'll do a contest. We'll run it for the fans or something.
Yeah, I haven't decided yet, actually.
You should. You should go.
Yeah, I may. I haven't decided that. I want to go because I want to be, I kind of want to go to the Sandies.
Yeah, you could break that news right here on MMB Radio that you're going to be there.
But I'll have to break it to you some other day because I don't know for sure yet.
Right now, it's all about lining tours.
I could say that I'm going to go. It could be a lie, but I could say it.
Well, it is Atlantic City, and there's a lot of gambling and odds, so we could take that risk and say she's going to be there. And if you show up, we look good. If you don't show up, we look like assholes, but hey,
Well, if you don't, if I don't show up, then you can be like, hey, it's Atlantic City, right? Gamble's a gamble.
Everything is a scam. Everything's a hustle.
Right.
So, all right. So back to Mark Brown Eyes, because I want to get a couple of his questions, because he has some really unique questions. And he must know about the 5 thing. This is the whole anal thing about 5, because he says, what 5 words describe you? I don't know why he picked 5 and not 3, but you can do 3 or 5, whatever you feel like.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Friendly, bubbly,
You got to throw slutty in there.
oh, slutty. Yeah, that's a given. I don't know why that wasn't number one.
Everybody loves a friendly, bubbly slut.
Right? Boring.
A friendly, bubbly, boring slut.
And a homemaker.
And then when you're done, she'll clean your house.
I like cooking, cleaning, like Thanksgiving dinner is 100% from scratch. And then there's like a table set up with special place settings and ironed linen napkins and name cards and centerpieces.
I'm all about it if you're naked.
I'm a regular Martha Stewart.
Well, we don't want to see Martha Stewart naked. So as long as you're naked doing all this, then we're totally with it.
There we go. Thanksgiving dinner, my house.
There you go. Now I want to go over a couple of these things that Erica says that you got going on. Now you were on a website called Junk Tank. Is that right?
Yes.
Junktank.com. Tell us about that. What is this?
Well, I mean, I just did an interview for them. I don't know. That's about all I know.
All right, so you did an interview for them, so you can check it out at junktank.com.
Junktank.com.
It's junk with 3 N's, and I'm not really sure what's the purpose of the 3 N's, but it's 3 N's, junktank.com. It's / Brooklyn Chase, so you can check it out on there. And I know you got a lot of like movies coming out, and I saw you posting pictures on Twitter. You got this one called Odd Jobs, right?
Yes. I'm super excited about Odd Jobs. Odd Jobs is for Wicked, and it was shot by the fabulous Jonathan Morgan. And it is my first leading role in a feature. So I was so beyond excited when Jonathan called me and asked me if I wanted to do this. And I play a headhunter who claims to have 100% job placement rate. So people come to me that are looking for a new career. And I place them in a great job. They don't always see it that way. They don't always see the potential of it being a good job. But it all works out in the end. It's hilariously funny. The script is, it's hilarious. And I'm really, really proud of it. I'm so excited. I'm so thankful that Jonathan called me to do this.
Well, I'm loving the cover of it. It's very pizza delivery, Home Depot-esque going on.
Right? Yeah, and I got my stethoscope and my tool belt and my pizza.
And it totally fits your whole persona, like the whole cleaning and fixing up the house.
Mm-hmm.
So you can check that out on your Twitter and let everybody know where they can find you at on Twitter.
My Twitter is @Brooklyn_Chase.
And do you Instagram or any of that other kind of stuff?
I have an Instagram. It's Brooklyn Chase XXX.
All right, so you can follow there on Instagram and on Twitter. And a couple more questions we got for you here. Mr. Brown Eyes again. Let me see what he's got going here. Worst habits of people that annoy you. Like, what's something that really annoys you?
I have a thing about noises. So, like, chewing, especially chewing ice, makes me want to vomit. Or when someone, like the cookie pens, like, clicks their pen a lot, or drums their nails, or taps on something. Any kind of repetitive and unnecessary noise is like nails on a chalkboard. So when people do those kind of things, I want to, like, throw myself out a window.
Now, is there a problem when you're, like, watching porn? Do you have to have it on mute, or is that okay?
No, that's okay. It's just in real life, like when real people do those sort of things.
So the theory of porn people not being real has just been proven by Ms. Brooklyn Chase.
Yeah. real people. Porn people don't count. Real
Porn people are not real. For all those people
Not
out there that wonder
real.
that, they're not real.
Nope.
So, now, you mentioned that you have a significant other, because the one thing
I do.
everybody asks is, do you have a boyfriend? Do you have a girlfriend? Do you? How does he feel about all of this, like being in an adult business?
Well, I happened to find the perfect significant other for the life that I have. I met him when I had done, I think, 2 scenes. So I met him right when I started. And, you know, and he was cool with it, because what guy is not like, hey, my girlfriend's a porn star, you know?
Exactly.
So he was into it. And as time has gone on, it's kind of this thing where, you know, he wants me to go out and go to work and just have a really good time. He wants me to enjoy it. And then, you know, I come home to him and I cook his dinner and do his laundry, and, you know, and so he's kind of like, you know, I've got this girl, it's, you know, a porn star, and guys fantasize over her, and she goes and she does this all day, and then she comes home to me. You know, and luckily, just as a person, he's so confident in himself and in our relationship that, you know, I might as well be a bank teller. It's about how much he cares.
That's awesome. That's awesome
Yeah.
that you guys have that open relationship like that. So,
Mhm.
so now, say you didn't have a significant other, no boyfriend, no husband, no girlfriend, none of that other drama. What celebrity, dead or alive, would you want to be with, and why?
Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake. And why is that?
Oh, I mean, does that really require a reason?
An explanation?
In 1997, I was a lowly 7th grader, and NSYNC did a concert on the Disney Channel. And I'm not very good at math, I just know that was a long time ago. And I have never stopped loving Justin Timberlake. And that's a long time. I love everything about him.
So if he showed up at your house with just his dick in a box, you'd be cool with that?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So Justin Timberlake. So everybody wanted to know what celebrity. All these guys are out there now trying to look like Justin Timberlake as we're speaking.
Justin Timberlake.
Now, is there any like females that you like a female crush that you have?
Megan Fox.
Okay,
I think Megan Fox is beautiful. Yeah.
I would pay good money to watch that scene.
Me and Megan Fox?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard she's a freak.
Yeah.
She's a closet freak.
She's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
So Megan Fox and Justin Timberlake. So everybody wanted to know. There you go.
Yep.
A favorite all-time song. Mr. Brown Eyes wants to know what's your favorite all-time song. So I'm going to say it's probably an NSYNC or a Justin Timberlake song.
You know, it's not.
Really? What is it?
It should be, but it's not. My all-time favorite song is Color Me Bad, All for Love.
And you just played the hell out of that song everywhere you went?
I love that song.
That was like a precursor to NSYNC.
Oh yeah, I don't even know that I was probably like 5 when that song came out.
You make me feel so old because I can remember that song.
I don't know. Maybe I was older. I don't know what year it came out in.
I know I wasn't 5 when that song came out.
Well, I'm 29.
Okay.
So I don't know. I could have been older.
So I was probably like 7 or 8.
Oh, okay. Well, be quiet. Oh, I'm so old.
I feel old every day.
I still feel okay. I just turned 29 on Friday.
Oh, well, happy belated birthday.
Thank you. So I don't feel old just yet. This last year of my 20s hasn't hit me yet.
Oh, and when it does, those marathons will become shorter and shorter.
I was born at like 55, I swear. So, I'm an old lady. So I think that's why I'm not feeling so old yet.
Now, how many more years do you see yourself doing this? Like, I mean, you've only been in it for almost 2, but like, is it something where like you see yourself doing this, or some people, like I asked them, like, why do you want to get into the adult business? A lot of people are like, for the money, which I appreciate the honesty. People make their money and then they get out of the game. Like, how much longer do you see yourself doing this?
I don't know. Maybe until people don't care about me anymore. Eventually, hopefully this year, most certainly this year, I will have my website started. And I, obviously the money doesn't suck. That's, but I have a lot of fun. And I think for me, what I've kind of said is, like, the second that I don't enjoy it anymore, I've been in a day too long. So I'm going to do it until I don't enjoy it anymore. And that could be, that could be next year. Something could happen and I just don't want to do it anymore. Or it could be, 5 years. There's obviously women that have transitioned into very successful kind of MILF sort of categories, like Lisa Ann or Brandy Love, who really have a lot of longevity. And if I'm still enjoying it as much as I do now, then I hope to kind of follow in their footsteps, maybe have my own production company or things like that. So I don't really know. It's going to be until I don't love it as much as I do right now.
Well, we hope you continue to do MILF scenes, 20 years from now. And I can't see when anybody would get tired of you because, like I said, you are probably one of the most sought-off people that I've had to come onto the show because everybody was like, when are you going to have Brooklyn Chase on? When are you going to have Brooklyn Chase on? To the point where I was being annoying as hell. And I'm sorry to Erica. I apologize because I was like, I was blowing her up every week. I'm like, can we do it this week? She's like, she's really tired this week. She's got so much. I'm like, okay, what about next week? What about today? Like, what are you doing in the next 5 minutes? Like, fuck it. Can we do it right now?
I've been so busy. Even Erica's like, I can't get a hold of you. I'm like, I know, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you coming on, and like I said, it's a huge honor to have you on. Is there anything else you want the fans to know? Anything like coming up that you really want to make sure that they know to check out?
I just really, really, really want everyone to go check out Odd Jobs. I'm so amazingly, out of every thing that I've done, it's what I'm the most proud of. And I really want everyone to go and check out Odd Jobs. That's what I want.
Well, check her out on Twitter, on Instagram, and make sure you check out the cover of Odd Jobs. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to post it on my Twitter for everybody to see. And we got to get you to Exotica. I'm telling you, we get you at Exotica. What we'll do is we'll run a contest. I want to get like either Odd Jobs, we'll get it autographed, and we'll run some kind of contest on the website, and maybe Mr. Brown Eyes will end up winning it because he seems to know a lot about you. But
he does, but he's in the UK, so I mean, depends on what your contest is.
Okay, so
far away.
Yeah, well, we're on the World Wide Web, so we can go ahead. We can send this shit anywhere you want.
There you go.
To the North Pole, to the South Pole, to the UK, wherever, it doesn't matter. But yeah, please come out to Exotica. Really, please come out.
I'm really thinking about it.
All right. Well, we appreciate you coming on, and we'll be talking to you real soon. Make sure you go out and get Odd Jobs. Pick up the April issue of Hustler magazine with Miss Brooklyn Chase on the inside of it. And we thank you so much again for calling in.
Thank you for having me. Hi, this is Brooklyn Chase, and you're listening to Mixmaster B, the best DJ in the world.